Hey, my friends, welcome to the Black Diamond Call for Monday, May 8th, 2017. We are going to have fun today. This is John Lavinia calling in live from my home office in Salt Lake City, Utah. Excited about getting things going here on our regularly scheduled Black Diamond Call. A couple quick things that I'll announce is that, number one, I'm going to be there with everybody live in Dominican Republic. Everyone who's attending our peak event, I will see you there in just 3 weeks. We're going to be getting together at the, what's the name of the place? I don't know, but if you've got a peak ticket, you can click on the peak tab in your Digital Altitude back office and see all the details right there. Exciting event at the #1 venue on the Dominican Republic. So I'm excited about that. Secondly is for our new members, of which we have many. We've got many calls that we do here on the DA Live call system, including our wake-up calls that happen every Monday through Thursday. And we have our Inside Digital Altitude call on Friday. We've got the Black Diamond call, which is this, on Monday nights. We've got On the Rise on Wednesday. That's a webinar. And we've got a new webinar on the schedule Tuesday nights, especially for our brand new people. And that is called the Base Camp. Base Camp, Tuesday nights. This one's a little bit of a late night event. This is at 10 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. Well, I guess it just depends on where you are in the world. It could be first, crack of dawn, early morning for you. But anyway, 10 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, Base Camp, and that is, of course, live Q&A with our friend Kathy, who runs part of the support department over at corporate. So good stuff there. Kathy Flynn walking our new members and your new members, as you've got new people getting started, walking them through their Aspire back office. You can go ahead and get all the details on all these right in the calendar section on dalivecall.com. dalivecall.com is the hub for all of your DA live call and webinar needs. My goodness, I sound like a commercial voiceover guy. Anyway, we're going to have a Black Diamond call here tonight. What do we do on this call? If you're brand new, this call is a little bit different in the way that nothing's ever pre-planned, pre-scripted, or premeditated on this call. You're just going to hear the raw reality of how things work and how we've gotten to the top. You're going to hear from people like myself and my co-host, which we've got a very nice one on with us tonight. And so you're going to hear about our actions, our opinions, our doing of things, and our philosophy on how we became top earners in this industry. So my suggestion is see how these ideas apply into your life and into your business. It's one thing to come here and be entertained, as entertaining as I like to think we are. It's another thing to take these ideas and use them, which is what makes it all worthwhile, I think, right? We want results. So there's that. And my typical disclaimer, if I say anything that offends you, you'll get over it. That's just the way we roll here on the Black Diamond. We just say it the way it is. So that being said, today we're talking a bit about team building and the results, the fruits, the spoils of victory, if you will, that come when you are successful in creating a group of people who are able and willing to duplicate the right actions and the efforts that are producing results, not only for you, but for themselves, which, if you've got any sort of leverage in a compensation plan, which of course we do, well, then that's also profitable for you. Yes, this is an opportunity for everyone to win big and bigger, including you, who are and should be the leader of your team. As you're bringing people in, as you're causing people to put their attention, not only to put their attention on the Digital Altitude offer, but to engage it and to engage it more fully, you will find that there's some very nice leverage that comes out of having a system and things that can be duplicated. And like I already alluded to, the willingness, yes, the intention of people who are on your team, who are participating with you in your organization, the intention of them to also succeed and also to lead right alongside you. I think a lot of times people come into our industry, into the whole marketing or home-based business space or online marketing, and a lot of times there's an attitude of, somebody else is special and made a system for me, and I'm not special. I'm just some new person here. I don't know anything, and I'm just going to go ahead and, follow instructions. But they never really evolve out of that into the person who's then the producer. That's what we're talking about, is producers producing alongside other producers, not consumers attempting to consume from a producer, which is ubiquitous. Everywhere you look, you'll see that throughout society. You'll see that phenomenon. We're talking about a different mold here, a different operating strategy, and that is where we are producers. So, and that not only you are a producer, but the people that haven't even met you yet because they haven't even seen your ad, they are going to also be producers. And yes, I do see that our co-host is live with us now. I was hitting him on Skype a little bit, like, dude, where are you? We're starting the call. He is here. Alfredo, we're talking about you, man, and we're talking about duplication and building a team and getting some damn leverage out of this whole opportunity here. What say you, sir?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro. I can hear you. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, I was actually on for a couple minutes. I was finding a new headset because the headset I put in started making weird noises.
Hold on a second. Here's a guy who drives a Ferrari who's got broken headsets. Right? I remember last time you were on here, you were saying something about your headset, only one earbud works or something. I'm like, dude, you can go get like a headset at Best Buy for like $10.
Well, when you have 5 kids in the house, I came up with a terminology called kiddenized. I was using it the other day, and they said, what was that word used? I said, kiddenized. They kiddenized one of my vehicles, so that's just life. And they said, what does that mean? I said, well, you have a lot of kids, and they do kid stuff, and they kiddenize things. So you can't find certain things. When you find them, something's broken, something's missing, no one knows who did it. So they kiddenized on my headset, so I had to go find a new one.
Awesome.
That's life.
Well, good stuff, man. We are glad to hear from you and about this topic, which you are obviously passionate about and quite competent. And you've got duplication going on in your team, and that's resulting in some nice profitability for you. So I'm all ears. I'm going to go on mute, and I will be here hiding in the weeds, waiting. If you need anything, I will be here.
Awesome. Thank you very much. You guys are so awesome. I appreciate this so much. I love doing these calls. It's funny because every time, we have like a leadership chat where we come together and discuss certain things to help the organization, help the business, help the team. And I'm like one of the first ones that always raise my hand. I don't know why. I'm like that guy. I think it derives from when I was younger. I was very, very, I was very quiet. I was very shy. I was kind of a dork. Like I had bifocal glasses. Like I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it was bad. It was so bad that I literally broke them on purpose because I got tired of wearing them and people making fun of me. So I was one of those guys that was just like not Mr. Popular at all. So I guess that derived for me now, looking for attention, looking for people that I can speak to, and hopefully, like I said, give them some value and give away stuff that I was, deprived from when I was little. But that's personal. But with that said, guys, we're all on this call, obviously, for a specific reason. We all want to learn. We all want to see what the leaders are doing. We all want to have change in our lives, regardless whether it can be time, it can be money, it could be everything. You hear me speak about these things all the time because they're very important to me, and I'm sure they're important to you as well, the listener. So my question to you, and I want you guys to think about this as we go on with tonight's call, is what is it that you are really looking for? What is your main purpose for being here? And for me, in this business, I have to say there are a few things that you really want. I'm gonna break them down in certain topics tonight. I'm coming off the head, but I give this a lot of thought, and I put little sticky notes together so I can give you guys some good stuff. A lot of times I just start going other ways throughout the call, but that's just because I speak with passion. I don't work off of scripts. So my point is there's a few things we really want. I want to say at least 3. We definitely want freedom. We heard John speaking about it earlier. We want freedom. We want to create leverage, and we want sustainability. Now, this is not only about this business right here. It could be any business that you're in. Matter of fact, I just posted this on Facebook a few minutes ago. So there might be some people coming on this call that maybe they're in other businesses or doing other things, or maybe they're just not even sure what they want in life, but they want something, so they came on this call. So I'm speaking to you too. Okay, you want freedom, you want leverage, and most important, you want sustainability, because we want to create things in our life that can go on without us having to worry, about us being in the picture all the time. We get older, things happen, and we want to be able to create things in life that go on for our children and their children and so on and so forth. So I'm going to break these down. I want you guys to take notes on this call, okay, because I might say things randomly that, hey, that's good. Let me write that down, and I'm not going to repeat myself, so I want you guys to just have a pen and paper ready. At any moment I come out and say something that might actually just totally transform your business. You just never know. I never know. It's just going to happen. I want you to be there, be prepared for when it does. So I want to touch up on a topic. We're going to talk about duplication, okay? Duplication is very, very important. And here's what I want you guys to understand. In these days, it doesn't matter what works. It only matters what duplicates. Okay, some people get this. Actually, most people get this wrong. I got this wrong when I first started the business. I was thinking I had to be, super skilled in all these areas and, be a master at this and do this and know how to do that and be the best at this. And it's cool and all, but being too skilled in certain areas doesn't duplicate. So I want you to reframe your thoughts a little bit and think about this. Don't worry about being super technical. Just master the art of duplication. What works? What duplicates for your team, your prospects, your business, whatever it is that you're building? What is it that they can do? You have to be able to do these things. You have to be able to learn, do, and teach others to create duplication. You guys, you will not get duplication from doing things too fancy. And I know some people out there, they're so good at this and that and this, but then you ask yourself, wow, can my team do this? Can they really make this happen? Can they sit here and do the things that I'm doing to have the success I'm having? If not, you have to take a step back and keep things very, very simple. Stick with systems and like third-party tools that allow others, specifically your team, to play in the same field that you are in. That's what's going to create duplication. That's what's going to create leverage. That's what's going to give you the freedom and also build a sustainable business. So when you think about that, guys, I want you to ask yourself a certain question, all right? Everybody that's on this call should be at a point already where they're doing consistent daily actions. We have different acronyms for them. We call them, I think it's ICPs or something like that. We have DMOs. So in other words, income-producing activities. Oh, ICAs. I'm sorry, so it's ICA, income-producing activities. I like to use DMO, daily method of operation. Basically, what it all comes down to is what are you doing consistently every single day to build your business? Now, when you think about that, ask yourself one question. Can your DMOs or ICAs or whatever it is you're doing, can they be done by your organization, by your team, by your prospects, whatever it is, every single day? So when you think about that, look back at what you're doing and think to yourself, can I really teach this? Can they really do this on an every single day basis? Now, I'm one of those guys, I don't do things that are super technical. I really don't. And even to this day, there's a lot of things that I'm lacking because I don't like to go too technical, too hard, where people who are just starting can't come in and actually follow me in the business. Okay, I like to keep things very simple. And I'm going to give you guys some examples of some things that we keep simple, and you can keep simple as well and have duplication. Obviously, posting on social media is easy, simple, and it's duplicatable. Creating short videos, sending out emails, bringing people to events, whether it's online or offline. What I mean by online is when we have these calls just like today, just send out an invite, send out an email, post on social media, just like I do. I don't do anything other than that. I don't do any secret moves. I don't do anything that you don't see. When you guys are getting notified by me, by whatever it is, like, for example, you got notified about this call tonight, it was either through an email, a post in a Facebook group, or posting on my wall. That's it. Whatever you see, what's going on, that's what I do. I don't do things behind the scenes. What I do is what you see. All right? So some of those things are so easy to do and duplicatable. Bringing people to events, again, online, offline. This is what I consider an online event. An offline event is what we just encountered at Orlando. That was an offline event. You know how I was able to bring so many people to the event? I have to say, I probably brought the most people there. All I did was I focused on becoming a professional inviter for the time being that it was necessary to get people over to the event. I didn't focus on anything else. I said, well, the objective is to get the most people there so we can have people, we can have our team looking like a big team, looking like a team that duplicates, so we can bring a lot of people there to become winners, to witness events and things like that, to witness the power events. So I focused on the efforts of just getting people there. So everything else didn't matter. I just became a professional inviter. There's no specific skill set. You can't go to school to learn that. Just use some common sense. So every social media post, email, things like that, whatever it is I was doing, had some kind of invitation to the event that was happening. You guys follow me so far? That's all it is. Okay? So these are things that anybody can do. I can post on social media, so can you. I can create a video, so can you. Everybody can send out an email. You write, you type, you hit send, and you send out an email to your list. Bringing people to events, let them know about it. Send them an invite the same way I would. So that's what I mean by keeping things simple so that you and your team can duplicate. Okay? So now we're going to talk about the few things that I mentioned at first, which is freedom, leverage, and sustainability. Guys, all right, like I said, I'm going off the top of the head, so I go too fast, or I start going off course a little bit. Don't mind me. That's just how I am. I'm very passionate about the things I talk about. So I want you guys to, hold on, somebody's calling me. Are you serious? How do I end this call? No, it's fine. I don't want to, I got this iPhone now, and I'm still learning how to use it, so I don't want to end this call by mistake and then pick up to somebody else. So I'll just leave that alone. All right, guys. So let's talk about freedom. Guys, you know what's funny? It's in the word, free, right? Free. But the funny thing is that freedom isn't free at all. It has a huge price tag, all right? And I'm going to talk about that because I want you guys to fully understand that when we talk about freedom, it's not as easy as it looks. It's a reward from hard work, which isn't free. To me, it comes in three forms, and I spoke about this in Orlando. We got time freedom, we got financial freedom, and location freedom. And again, the reason why I mentioned this is because that is one of the three things I mentioned in the beginning of the call that we are looking for, and we're getting this from duplication. I'm going to explain further. All of this is going to come together. You guys are going to see. Like I said, freedom sounds easy, but actually it comes from super hard work. Super hard. There's going to be sacrifice, okay? Your income that you're trying to create, your wealth that you're looking to create right now is based on all your efforts that you're doing. So it comes with a sacrifice. Yeah, we'll have freedom, but you gotta sacrifice something at first. I mean, look at the movie Braveheart if you guys want to know anything about freedom and sacrifice. That was an amazing movie with a story, and that gives you a real clear picture of what freedom costs, right? It comes with sacrifice. And the same things, you know what's funny? It's actually ironic. The same things that we're fighting for are the same things that we have to sacrifice at first before we get freedom. We're going to have to sacrifice some money. We're going to have to change our spending habits. We're going to have to sacrifice and give up some of our time. We're going to have to get uncomfortable with situations. All those things are prices to pay if you want true freedom. But it's well worth it at the end when you're able to quit your job, spend more time with your family, earn more money without having to worry about certain things. Like, I honestly go out every day, and I can't put a price tag on this. I go out, and when I'm looking for certain things that I need or that I want, in some cases I have to make a purchase for, especially when it comes to my kids. I have to pay for all their lunches. I got to buy all their clothes, grocery shopping. All these things come with a price tag. But the freedom of knowing that I don't have to worry about what the bill costs, that you cannot put a price on. Do you guys understand? I hope I didn't lose you, but when you get to that side of the coin, and you'll see what I'm talking about, it's worth everything that you're fighting for right now. Because most people on this call that come to this business are facing that right now. They don't have those certain things. They have to watch what they spend. They have to tell their kids no sometimes. They have to cut out certain things. Now, it's okay in the beginning when you're doing it for a purpose so that later on down the life you can create that freedom you're looking for. Me and my kids, we sacrificed a lot. We sacrificed time together, meals together, not be able to go places we wanted to go, being squished in back of a regular car, 5 kids. Luckily, they were smaller back then. I had to put them all in the back seat because we didn't have a big, vehicle. But it was a price we were willing to pay, okay, to live the way we live now, which is comfortable. We don't have to worry about certain things. My kids are entitled to do whatever they want, whenever they want, under good circumstances. Of course, they have to come home with good grades and well-behaved and no cussing in the house, cleaning, helping out. All comes together. But it's a price that I'm willing to pay, that I was willing to pay years ago to have this now. So that's basically, I'm just wrapping that around freedom. But let me ask you guys something, okay? With that, some of you out there looking to create leverage? Do you understand what leverage is? Let me tell you something. Long-term wealth is built with leverage, not with trying to outsmart everyone by doing everything yourself that no one else can duplicate or copy. All right? It goes back to duplication. That's what I'm telling you. You guys want to create wealth, you have to create leverage. And that comes with leveraging systems. That comes with leveraging efforts from other professionals. That comes with leveraging other people's money, other people's time. There's so many derivatives of leverage. But the point is, once you know how to use it the right way, you can build not only long-term income, wealth, but a business that's sustainable, that allows you to create more time freedom for yourself, more financial freedom. All of this stuff I'm talking about tonight, guys, I know I'm going to go all over the place, but it all ties together with a bigger purpose, a bigger topic that I'm trying to get through to your head before the end of this call. Okay? I made this mistake, and I'm telling you, I always throw myself under the bus before someone else does, because I have to remind you guys that I'm not perfect. I never was, and I still am not at all. Okay? I do things wrong, and I try to correct myself and do things right, or learn from my mistakes so I can make them better. All right? You guys are awesome. Now I'm looking at the chat. You guys are awesome. Cool. Yeah, there's no live screen. This is just a call, guys. Sorry. There is no screen. This is a listen-only call, just for those that are figuring it out. So let me get back to my topic. I'm so glad you guys are tuning in and listening. I made a mistake in my past of trying to grow my business by myself. I had no idea what leverage was, what real team building was, trying to outsource or empower other people to do things that they were better at than I was. I didn't know none of that stuff. It came with growing my mindset. Like, I had to grow into it and figure out, wow, this is how you really do things. This is what creates real freedom and 8-figure, 9-figure income. It's not doing everything yourself. It's leverage. I try to do everything myself. Now, what I look for is people just like myself who can do the job better than me. Okay? I'd rather work with 5 Alfredos than just 1,000, regular people. You understand? I need people that are willing to work as hard as me and can do the things better than I could, put them in position so that I can leverage their efforts and grow my income, grow my wealth, and buy back some of my time. Okay? So it's very important you guys leverage systems, just like the one we're using right now. Okay? Most of you on this call are part of Digital Altitude. Some of you might be guests, and you're leveraging systems from other companies, and that's fine. Leverage them. All right? Because what that does, like I said, I mentioned this earlier, it levels the playing field for everyone. We're all on the same grassy field with the same system. We all have the same exact opportunity. My back office doesn't look any different than yours. Only commission stats are different with everyone. But that all comes from the efforts that we put in outside of these calls, outside of the events. What do we do once we get back home and it's time to grind? That is what changes what you see when you look at your commission stats. Other than that, the products are the same. Okay, the coaches are the same. Everything's the same. I don't need to, get deep into that. You guys understand exactly where I'm coming from. Everything's the same. We all log in the same way, and we all look at the same stuff. It's what we do with it that changes everything. We all the same back office, product, sales funnels. We all got access to the same marketing links, all of that. Tracking, everything is there for everyone to level the playing field. All we have to do, all right, is focus on the fundamentals of building our business and take what we have. Okay, here are some of the fundamentals, and write this down. I know you guys heard this time and time again, but I have to bring it back to the roots and fundamentals of business. It's real simple. All you need is traffic, leads, conversions. You want more conversions? Email your leads to get more conversions. That's it. The system is designed and built to do the rest of the work for you. Now, of course, there are things that we can do to increase our rates of conversions, to create our team building, and that's what I'm here telling you. Okay? One of the things Now, I'm going to tell you right now, one of my secrets, you guys want to write this down, that I feel separates what I do, okay, than maybe some others, is building a community. Creating a community and developing a culture around your team, around your business. You know what? Because you and I, we're just alike. We're not any different. I have eyes, a mouth, nose, ears just like you do, okay? When I go to events, I come up to everyone because I'm just like you. I'm no different. I'm not a superhero. People probably get disappointed. Look at me. Who's this short guy coming up? That's Alfredo? No way. Yeah, that's him. That little Puerto Rican short guy over there. Yeah. I don't walk around with a cape or suit. I don't walk around with a briefcase. I'm just a regular dude with a ball cap and a passion. That's it. I create community. I empower other people and uplift them in ways to make it that we're all on the same path. We're all on the same path. We're all trying to fight for the same thing. There's nothing different. Whether you're doing it for your kids, you're doing it for your spouse, you're doing it for yourself, for whatever, we're all fighting for the same reason. We all want something better. So I like to build a community and have a group of people, like-minded individuals, that all want the same thing. This whole system has a community. We're here because of community. We're here because DA has built an internal community that puts us all together on these calls, puts us all together on all the trainings and all of that. That's a community. That's why we're all here. So some of the easiest ways, guys, and I'm going to give you guys some tips on how I create community, because obviously DA is not my system. It was built for us to use. But what I do on top of that is very simple. I create groups. And you guys are probably in some of them. And it's cool. And I open my doors for everyone. Anyone wants to be in my group, it's fine. Because like I said, we're all on the same path. Easiest way to create groups, just create a Facebook group and create a Skype group. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. You create a Facebook group for your team and throw everybody in there. You know what? Take their team and have them bring their members as well. We have a group right now for our DA team. We have over 2,000 people in there, okay? And that's just a group, a gathering of people. We're all on the same team. We're all after the same race. It doesn't matter. The cool thing is I get to voice my message to people who I would never meet unless we were in a group together. Why? Because they may be 2, 3, 4, 5 levels down from me. But they might be more hungrier than the 6 people above them. They need to hear my message. So you know what? Put them in a group and let them decide how bad they want it. They want to hop on the call. Their sponsor's out the picture or not paying attention, that's fine. And you're invited to the same call that your sponsor is, or their sponsor is their sponsor. It doesn't matter. So I like to create these groups. I normally use Facebook for all of that, but we have Skype groups as well. They're both effective in different ways. What I like about Skype is that there's not a lot of things going on behind the scenes. It's just a simple message. There's no, pop-ups. There's no images or videos popping up or things to distract you. Like on Facebook, you don't got all your friends hitting you up and all these other things and the latest news or viral video. None of that is happening on Skype. It's just a simple group, people, and we relay the messages to each other. Again, that's just a way for me to communicate with everyone. Doesn't matter if I directly brought you into business or not. All right? And the good thing about, the pros about Facebook groups that Skype groups don't offer, remember I just told you, Facebook groups is good for some things, but obviously there's a lot of distractions. But Skype groups are limited to only messages, but they leave out certain things that Facebook groups have. Facebook groups allow you to leave assignments for your teams, tutorials, events, communications, all kinds of things that Skype groups don't have. So that's the advantage of Facebook over Skype. So that's why I would just have both, for a certain reason. Some people don't like hanging around on Facebook all day. They get too distracted, and they rather just be on Skype. And that's cool. I do a little bit of both. But here's some things, guys, I don't want you to do when you have your groups, okay? Don't allow people to do whatever they want. Things get out of control. It's your group. It's your community, and you should run it the way you want to run it in good ethical standings. Got to have rules. Lay down the rules, guys. It's your group, your rules. That's it. You don't like it, go to another group or create your own. You got to be ethical. We don't want anybody in these groups stealing leads or team members or taking them other places, doing certain things. That's a big no-no, and it's very shied upon. And I'll tell you something like this. You may do it, you may get away with it, but when word gets around, this is Facebook, where a lot of us marketers, we're in the same circles and same groups, and we all talk, so we know each other. So, you might think you're getting away with it, but once people find out about things like that, you will be, you will not get treated the same way. You probably get banned and not looked at the same. So, don't risk that. Don't risk your reputation. Don't risk things that can open doors for you, and just do things right when you come into groups. And please, no negativity. Please, I understand things happen. Look, things happen to me all the time. Look, I get Facebook ads disapproved. I get my account shut down. I even have my bank account shut down more than once. They don't like our business. You know, too much money scares them, and I have to go fishing for new bank accounts. Hey, it happens. Things happen. Things happen to the best of us. But we don't need to post about it. We don't need everyone to know about it. Just handle it yourself. You know, maybe seek advice from your uplines or from your mentor, something like that. Hey, this happened to me. What should I do? How should I fix it? Hey, I have PayPal account shut down. I had everything you could think of. Everything in this business had to be shut down at least one time or another. It happens. But we don't need to be the bearer of bad news and have everybody dwell on our situations. Be positive because you want to keep the spirits uplifted for everyone. You need help with something, go ask, like I said, go ask your coach, your mentor, your upline. Say, hey, this has happened to me. If it's ever happened to you, how did you handle it? What did you do? And that's it. And keep going with your day. All right, the last thing when it comes to like groups and in business, life in general, I mean, with everything you do, just be super consistent, man. You know, focus on these actions every single day. That's it. Consistency will pay off in a long time. So let me see who we have. You guys are getting some value here. I see Nivea, Harry, Karen, Frankie. You guys are awesome. You guys getting some value so far? I got a couple of notes I want to get in before my time is up. And yes, Daniel said, oh yes, you guys are awesome. Cool. I love you guys. I really do. I do this for you. This is not something that pays me. DA doesn't pay me to get on these calls. I do it because I get paid with gratitude and just, you know, I just like doing it. So cool. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about is sustainability. Okay. You always got to think to yourself, and I don't mean to scare you guys. Don't take it as something scary, but it's the truth. Sometimes the truth, we don't like to hear it, but we need to. The truth is, you could be all great and dandy today. Business is looking good. Everything's happening. Everything's great. Making money, stuff like that. But it's mostly based on your efforts and stuff like that. But, you know, knock on wood, God forbid something was to happen to you. Unforeseen accident. That's why they call accidents. Because we don't plan them. We don't go out today and plan that, God forbid, something happens in, you know, a car accident or a motorcycle, and it puts you in a certain condition where you can't operate the same. Okay? In this case, you know, your fingers jammed, you can't type. I don't know, you know, something happens, God forbid, you just can't operate your business the same way. You need to build something sustainable that if you're missing an action for 30, 60, 90 days, whatever the case is, you know, that your business doesn't stop. Your income flow doesn't stop because, you know, we talk about residual income. The only thing real residual is our bills. They don't stop. They don't stop for nothing. You need to think about that. They don't care what's going on in your life. They need to get paid. Your electric needs to get paid. Your water bill needs to get paid. Your mortgage needs to get paid. Car notes, all that stuff needs to get paid. That's a real residual right there. So I want you guys to think about, you know, sustainability, how to have things in place so that if something was unforeseen to happen, you are prepared. If you can't operate your business the same way, you have built and established something that doesn't need your presence. Yes, of course, things won't run the same without you. We all know that. If I was to not be on Facebook posting for a month, I'm sure things wouldn't be the same. But I can still count on the income coming in because I built things that are sustainable, that will keep feeding my family day after day. You know, and it's hard. It takes a lot of mindset, a lot of development, a lot of work, but it's something crucial in your life because that's where a lot of people, you know, go wrong and they suffer and things happen and they don't know what to do with themselves, you know, and it sucks. But I'm telling you guys for a reason tonight because I want to help you develop some skills to have that for yourself, okay? Have that for your children and for your spouses and things like that. So how do you create a sustainable business? One of the things, and it's going to sound funny, but it really comes down to this. It comes down to being a leader, okay? Because here's the thing. If you're a leader and you're developing followers, all you're doing is growing your organization single-handedly, you know, one person here, one person there at a time, because you're growing followers. But leaders who develop other leaders multiply their growth. I'm sure you heard that before, and it's so true. Because every leader they develop will bring in their followers and their leaders as well. All right, that goes back to duplication. That goes into multiplication, sustainability. Leaders need to develop other leaders so you can multiply your business your income, buy back some of your time, and know one day, you can't operate your business the same way. Your leaders took over your business and are growing your income and growing your wealth. And that's because you developed them in your business to be leaders. You understand? You add 10 followers to your organization and you got the power of 10 people, right? That's addition. You add 10 leaders to your organization and you multiplied the power of 10 leaders. 10 by 10, then you get 100. Use those numbers. You guys understand? I mean, it's simple. That's the difference between addition and multiplication, guys. It's common sense, but some people don't understand how powerful that is. Okay, we need to develop leaders. Okay, guys, so keep that in mind. We're not looking for 100 people in our organization. What we're doing is out of those 100 people, where are my 10 leaders at? Because they're going to go out and they're going to bring their 100 people and they're going to look for their leaders. That's how you multiply, guys. Followers won't do what leaders do. So with that said, that's how you build a sustainable business, is by developing your leadership. One book I recommend, guys, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. Read it. It's a very good book, and it's short. The chapters are broken down very simple. They actually have like application method at the end. You can write down. Certainly ask you questions like workshop material. You can answer. It's a great book to reference your leadership skills, and you will find things that you're lacking. You'll find your strengths, and you'll find ways to improve your leadership. It's a great book. I read it twice. I'm going to read it again because that's such a powerful book. Being a leader. Leaders make or break businesses. It's not the commission. It's not the merchant account. It's none of that stuff. I guarantee you 100% it's not that. You know why? Because someone that lacks leadership will let it crumble. A strong leader will find a way to overcome it and keep going, keep prospering. That's why I tell you, when you guys look at businesses, opportunities, things going on, look at the leaders. Who is running the show? Because that is what's going to make the difference between a company being sustainable or only lasting 30, 60, 90 days. I've seen it all. I've seen great commission plans, great products, everything's all awesome, flying stars and unicorns, all kinds of glory stuff, but the leadership was missing. And that's why I would not become a part of it, because I know I cannot bring my people into something that's not going to be sustainable. So guys, leadership is very important, and it goes both ways. It goes for you and for the people that you're running with. All right, so you got to look at it both ways. Leaders lead the way, and they give their people assignments, things to do. One of the examples that we did, guys, is we did a 30-day video challenge. It was an assignment. It was a daily assignment. And you know what it did? People, think about it like this. We are born, all right, and programmed to follow assignments throughout our entire educational years, elementary school, middle school, high school, college. We are programmed our whole lives to complete and follow and complete assignments. Am I not telling the truth? Right? So when you're a leader and you give your team assignments, they are they're designed to follow them. At least the people that want it are going to do it. You give them homework, you give them assignments, do this, do that, email this, copy this, do this video. They'll do it. At least the people that are hungry for success. One of the best things we've done for our team, like I said, we created a 30-day video challenge, which is nothing more than a 30-day assignment. Okay, we've been trained to complete them, so we created these, and we've built leaders, we've built video marketers. People are taking their business to other levels because of the assignments we created that helped them get out of their own comfort zone by force, because they felt like they had to do it, but it was for the better of them, and now they're good to go. You understand what I mean? So you have to develop your leadership skills in order to attain sustainability in your business and your life, as well. I mean, we have children, and we want to develop them to be leaders so that one day you can retire and they can run the show. They can run the business. They can go ahead and hire and fire people and do the things they need to do because you develop them to be the leaders that they're going to be in the future. So it's not only with business, but at home as well. Especially, we are the men of the house, and we need to develop the leadership within our household so that one day they can reward us back. And that's only good for our kids anyway. I don't want my kids to be followers and learn to work for the man. I want them to be leaders. I want them to be entrepreneurs. I want them to be successful. I want them to have more success than I did because I wasn't taught this stuff when I was a kid. Okay, so it's very important, guys. I don't mean to get off topic, but, that's, like I said, when I talk, I get passionate. So that's why I think about every day. What are my kids seeing? They're on Instagram right now. They're creating videos. They want to develop a community about a cartoon character they created. It's so many things they want to do, and they're being creative about it. It's nothing in the mind of, I'm going to school to learn to work for someone else. That's not even in their thought pattern ever, period. It's like they don't talk about it. They don't think about it. I never asked them, what do you want to do when you get older? In that sense, it's gone. At first it was like, yeah, you want to be, fireman, policeman. That's old stuff. These days, kids want to be the next, the YouTuber or the next, guy on stage, and that's awesome. That's what we're implying to our children. So that's what they talk about. They're creating things. They're not following. They're creating their own little, whatever. There's things going on. It's totally cool. So anyway, I don't mean to get off topic, but yeah. So back to sustainability, and the whole how I'm bringing this all home together, because I know we have some Q&A. Consistent efforts. I want you guys to think about this, write this down, record it, whatever you want to say. Consistent efforts, okay, of simple tasks. Remember, we don't want to overcomplicate things, make things too technical for people that they can't follow and duplicate. Consistent efforts on simple tasks from hundreds of people will pay you more and longer than having fancy technical actions from a single person that is not duplicatable. All right, you need me to repeat that? Let me know. But I think you guys get the picture of everything we talked about. Consistent efforts of simplicity, simple tasks that anybody can do, the people that are following you, the people that are looking for your lead and direction, will pay you more and longer. They're trying to get fancy, technical, hardcore, too complicated, that only a single person can do, or another expert just like you. That is not duplicatable. So I hope that made sense, guys. So I think I basically covered everything I wanted to cover on tonight's call. If you guys are, I don't know, John, if you're still on, you want to open this up for Q&A,
Yeah, absolutely.
Hang out.
Yeah, that is some great stuff there, Alfredo. I want to go ahead and get these lines open. Thank you for all you did here tonight, man. So many insights and a lot of comments here in the chat roll. All right, here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to go ahead and open it for Q&A. Stand by. All right, Q&A session has started. So if you're on the freeconferencecall.com app, you will notice that your mute button turned into a raise your hand button. You can click that if you'd like. And then you'll go into the queue. And then if you're on a phone, the command is *6. *6 will raise your hand, and then I think you've got to press 1 to confirm or 2 to cancel. So we do have our first caller, which we're going to go to right now. And that is Richie. Richie, you're live on the air. Richie, you're live on the air. Hello, Richie. You might be double muted. Check your technology there. Check your microphone. One more attempt. Richie, are you with us? No, Richie. Okay, we're going to go to our next caller. Richie, you can always raise your hand again if you get your stuff working. And our next caller is Louis. Louis Gonzalez, you're live on the air, sir. Louis, you're live. My goodness, what is going on here tonight? Let's try our next caller. All right, 407 area code. You are live on the air. Who are we talking to?
Hey, this is Alex. How are you?
Hey, good. Alex, where are you from?
I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Awesome. Alex in Orlando. You're live.
I was just curious, what platform would you recommend that is the easiest to use, such as Optimized Press or Lead Pages, or, there's other programs like Get Weekly Paychecks or Daily Income Method, but that's separate for MCA. But what would you recommend that would be the easiest to work with?
I prefer just something that's already has everything put together, like a system. But for third-party tools, like I mentioned before, I like Lead Pages. I think Lead Pages is very simple. They have a lot of training in the back. It's very simple. ClickFunnels is a little more complicated, in my opinion. So if you're looking for something to use, I say Lead Pages is the best way to start collecting your leads and building your list.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
All right. Thank you, Alex and Orlando. And any other questions or comments? Now is the time. We're going to go to our next person in queue, which is Harold. Harold, you're live on the air.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on, Alfredo?
What's up, Howard? What's going on, man?
Hey, bro. I have a question. I have like 6 campaigns running, and Facebook shut me down everything. Everything. Like I even do another, and I create another Facebook account. But the question is, they flag my credit card too?
Yeah, I would say everything is done, bro. Facebook is super intelligent these days. If they can do face recognition, they can definitely read your credit card. For all of you guys, I mean, it's going to happen when you guys are marketing this business. Facebook at some point will shut you down. So all you have to do, guys, is just get someone else to create a business manager for you and go get a new card, a new credit card. Don't go to the same bank with the same bank account because they're going to have the same BIN numbers in the beginning. You don't want to do that. So I would recommend just either opening up a new credit card. There's so many credit cards willing to give you credit these days. Anyone. There's Capital One. There's always, you go to like a credit site. I think nerdwallet.com is one of them. And they just have a whole list of different credit cards. Just open all of them. Anyone you can open or just open up different bank accounts and create a whole new bank account, whole new paying system, everything brand new, and you should be up and running again with no problem.
All right, thank you, bro. Because yeah, they shut me down everything, man.
It happens. But like I said, you do that, create a new business manager, use a new credit card, something that was never used before on any Facebook account, and you're good to go.
All right, man. Thank you, bro.
No problem.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Harold. And we're going to go to our next caller, which is Alex in Orlando again. Welcome back, Alex.
Hey, just piggybacking on what he asked, if you do everything right on Facebook ads, like basically you use a masked URL which leads to your website, and then you have an opt-in page and whatnot, versus just putting like an affiliate link directly onto the ad, shouldn't that be what you should do to stay in compliance? Or did this guy just get banned for just putting his own website leading to DA?
It's tricky because you got to keep in mind Facebook doesn't like make money from home opportunities in general. So you're always trying to play nice behind the scenes. So if you really want to get technical, the best way to do it is to give away something free, some kind of free training, free ebook, free video series, something where it goes to your website first. They opt in, they go to some kind of bridge page where they're watching a video of you. That's how I've done it. I've marketed DA on Facebook for like 3 or 4 months straight using this method where they come into my website. It's my domain. It's not anybody else's domain, mine. They watch my video, and I offer some free training or some free advice or free something. Then once they get past that point, that's when I offer them an opportunity to work with me on something. It could be after the thank you page, or it could be in their first email. Either way, that's a safer way to do things on Facebook when it comes to this, because they don't like this model of business either way you do it. So you always have to play behind the scenes with them and do something that they can be okay with. So always give away something free training. That's your best bet than just sending them straight to the opportunity, no matter what opportunity it is.
Good idea. Thanks.
No problem, man.
All right. And with that, we are out of callers. So we're going to go ahead and Q&A. And thank you. Thank you, Alfredo. This has been a great call. And my goodness, we've got so many comments. And look, everybody, give Alfredo some love, not only here, but also hit the Facebook group. Let people know you got value here on the Black Diamond Call with Alfredo. And Alfredo, is there any closing comments from you?
Yeah, just like I said, definitely read that book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I really want you guys to look at the bigger picture, because this business is bigger than life, this is, once you get to a certain point, like I said, when you actually get a taste of freedom, leverage, like I'm starting, it took me, here's the deal, John, maybe you can relate to this. It took years. It took years to build something that I can taste now. Does that make sense? I had to sacrifice time, work, money, efforts, staying up 3 or 4 in the morning, not seeing my kids throughout the day because I'm behind the computer, putting this together, doing that together, failing, learning, failing, losing money, losing time, losing sleep, pulling my head out, all kinds of things. All of that was a sacrifice that led up to a point right now that I can travel where I want. I can spend whatever I need to spend because it's not a problem. I can not worry about what time I get up. I don't have to worry about what time I go to sleep. I don't have to worry about what day of the week it is, where I'm going tomorrow, what my kids are going to eat later. I don't have to worry about those things. Thank God as my witness because of everything that I mentioned earlier. Okay, putting in the time, the effort, sacrificing, creating duplication, having a system in place that will pay me every single day, a predictable income, without me having to sit there and sweat around the computer. Yes, I still work very hard, guys, but the income matches the work. Does that make sense? I'd rather work hard for myself than to work hard for someone else. If you guys are going to work 60 hours a week anyway, just to get a crumbly paycheck, you might as well work 60 hours in your business and pay yourself as much as you want. That's all I got. Those are my closing words.
Awesome stuff. Thanks again, Alfredo, and thank you everybody for being here each week on the Black Diamond Call. We are going to see you again tomorrow morning on our wake-up call. In the meantime, make it a great day. You certainly deserve it, and I will see everybody soon. Bye for now.
Good night, guys.